Hey guys, thanks for checking out Scare Talk. But before we get to all the horror goodness, I gotta let you know about Anchor. Anchor is the platform that we use to upload our podcasts. Anchor distributes the podcast to Apple, Google, Spotify. It's free. It's super easy to do. You can record, you can edit straight on their website, anchor.fm, or you can download the mobile app and do a lot of the same. You can make money with no minimum listenership. Yeah, get out there, man. Start making a podcast.
Welcome to Scare Talk, a horror movie podcast for horror fans. This podcast will cover horror movie reviews, ratings, and rankings. Now for your hosts, Danny and Joel.
All right. This is Scare Talk. I am Danny, sitting here with Joel.
Hey, everyone.
And we are here to talk about our top 5 of 2019.
Yes, we are.
Horror movies. So, what'd you think of 2019 as far as just the year of horror?
The year of horror.
Yeah.
It was decent. It was had some surprises and some disappointments as far as horror goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a pretty decent year. I'm hoping this year is going to be better.
Yeah.
Than last year, which is what we already know about some of the movies coming out this year. So yeah, I would say it was a pretty decent year.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. Had some movies that were either loved or hated, and had some surprises, like you said, and had some middle of the road. So
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna get right into it. What is your number 5?
Okay, so my number 5 is a movie that may have made my top 10 of last year.
Oh.
Maybe like 9 or 10th of last year as far as horror goes, until a revisit.
Okay.
And that number 5 is Us.
Oh, wow. Man, that took a jump.
It did. It definitely took a jump. It's just, yeah.
That's what happens when you pay attention when you're watching.
You know what? That is. I can't argue with that. So yeah, that's definitely my number 5.
Okay, all right. So my number 5 is also Us.
Oh, nice.
So we both like Us.
All right.
For number 5. Like I said before, I've seen it a number of times.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it was good. Had a good twist. Good acting. Good everything.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what's your number 4?
My number 4 is Crawl.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
It's a good one.
Okay.
I enjoyed it. I saw it in theaters. It's an alligator, crocodile
Yeah.
movie. I can never tell them apart. But yeah, so it's one of those they would call creature features.
Yes.
And yeah, it had some good kills.
Okay.
And the acting was decent, and the story was okay. You don't go into a movie like that for the story itself.
Yeah, I don't need
anyway.
to know like the alligator's history and connect with the alligator.
Yeah, exactly. So it was decent. I liked it.
Okay,
I really enjoyed it.
I have to watch that one. It did look fun.
Mm-hmm. It was fun. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Usually those type of movies, that's what you're wanting.
Yeah.
To have a good time.
Yeah, exactly. Shut your brain off for an hour and a half and just enjoy it.
Yep. Okay, so my number 4 is Fractured. Did you see this?
I did not.
Netflix original.
No, I didn't see that one.
Oh,
Huh.
You should.
I'm going to check that one out at some point.
It's basically a guy who, him and his family, something happens to where there's like an accident. He has to take his daughter into the hospital. She gets taken away for an MRI with his wife. She goes with her.
Mm-hmm.
He like falls asleep, wakes up. They're nowhere to be found. Nobody even knows that they're there. Like he's asking, hey, has so-and-so come back from her MRI yet? And they're like, we don't have anybody registered under that, So it's one of those types of movies.
Yeah.
Where it's like, is this guy crazy or is he not crazy?
Yeah.
And so you kind of go back and forth with wondering. You kind of second guess yourself throughout the whole movie.
Nice.
So
Those types of movies.
yeah, that one was definitely a surprise. I really enjoyed that one.
Nice. Gotta check that one out sometime.
Yeah.
Sounds like it has a pretty decent twist.
Yeah. All right, number 3.
My number 3 actually surprised me that I enjoyed it so much, and that was Ready or Not.
Oh, all right.
I really liked it. I really
Yeah, that was fun.
thought it was a really good movie with a crazy ending.
Yeah. The ending was what took it up a notch for me.
The ending was insane.
Yeah.
Was not expecting it to go that far.
Just burst into
But
blood.
yeah, it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it, and that's pretty much going to be a theme for these movies. A lot of fun. Because I mean, there's not a whole, like last year was a year for like fun movies.
Yeah, I
like,
think so.
Fun horror movies.
I think that's fair to say. All right, so my number 3 is PhD Sleep.
Oh
The
man,
Doctor.
number 3. Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
I definitely liked it. I don't, it's kind of hard to say if it's a horror movie. It's kind of
It has 4
sci-fi,
elements.
horror, drama,
Yeah.
almost kind of like a X-Men.
I mean, yeah.
kind of feel to it with the powers and stuff. you know?
Yeah, I know you're not a huge like superhero type fan
Yeah.
at all. So yeah, I guess it's about right that it would be number 3 on a top 5.
Yeah.
Since it's not really usually your type of movie.
Yeah.
Because it definitely had some very superhero like elements to
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely superhero, some sci-fi, horror, like a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But I did like it. I liked, how it connected to The Shining, but wasn't trying to be The Shining. Mm-hmm. So I like that. I'll probably end up purchasing that one.
I'm gonna do another podcast on that one.
Yeah.
There's a lot to talk about with that movie.
Yeah. All right, number 2.
My number 2 is Child's Play.
Hey, nice.
So this is going to separate some people or divide some people.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I liked everything about it, honestly. Like it was a lot of fun. Again, another theme. But it's gonna sound weird to say, but it had a lot of heart
Yeah.
for a Child's Play type movie.
Yeah.
I actually felt bad for Chucky a couple of times in this movie, which is kind of a weird thing to say.
Yeah, poor guy.
Poor robotic guy. But yeah, it had really cool kill scenes
Yes,
in it.
it did.
It was probably one of the best as far as kill scenes go in any Chucky movie.
Yeah. Or any of this year's movies. I would say the kill scenes were up there.
Yeah, they were pretty good. So yeah, number 2 is Child's Play.
Yeah. And that is also my number 2.
Oh, nice.
So something else I want to talk about there with that one is the people who were killed, at least 2 of them were like bad guys.
They kind of had it coming.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
thought that was kind of cool because
Which you
usually
don't-
that doesn't happen.
Yeah,
in
which-
horror movies.
Yeah,
So-
Chucky just kills everybody.
Yeah.
But he pinpointed on a couple of pretty bad people.
Yeah, and everything he learned was from Andy.
Yeah,
So
job,
some of it
Andy.
was really, really funny.
it was. Yeah.
I was laughing pretty hard when he first brings him home and he's just like kind of giving him a tour of the house. He's like walking him around and stuff. I'm like, oh
Yeah.
my gosh, this is too much. So something I realized, do you think that Toy Story picked Andy because of Child's Play?
It's too much of a coincidence.
Yeah, it's toys coming to life.
I mean,
what?
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. It's kind of a weird thing to think about, considering they're completely different. But they do have a theme. They do have a connecting theme.
Yeah.
Toys coming to life.
Yep.
So yeah, I think Child's Play. I'm pretty sure Child's Play and Toy Story 4 came out in the same year, or not the same year, but same day.
Yeah, they
Same
did.
like weekend.
Yep,
Which is
they did.
really crazy. But yeah,
I thought that was awesome. I chose to see Child's Play.
I did too. I still haven't seen Toy Story 4 yet.
Yeah, me either. All right, what is your number 1?
My number 1, drum roll please. My number 1 is Dr. Sleep.
Oh man, and you just watched that.
I did. I just watched it the other night and I loved it.
Okay.
I do love superhero movies, so having a superhero like horror themed, and I also love The Shining. I think that's a great movie.
Yeah.
So having them connect and also not connect at the same time was really cool. Mike Flanagan is my favorite modern day horror director. I've loved pretty much everything that he's done. He hasn't really done a whole lot, but everything that he has done, I have seen and really enjoyed.
Yeah.
So if you don't know who that is, look him up. He's got a really good Netflix show called The Haunting of Hill House.
Oh yeah.
That you will possibly talk about on a different podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he's a really good director. It's a really good blend of both The Shining and the novel Dr. Sleep. We'll talk about it on a different podcast because there's like I said, there's a lot to talk about with that movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good.
So you're saying Child's Play would have been number one had you not seen
Had I not
Dr. Sleep?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if I think Child's Play probably would have stayed the same. I don't know what I would have changed.
Okay.
But after seeing Dr. Sleep, it had to be my number one.
Okay.
Pick.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so my number one is Haunt.
Nice. Yes.
I am a slasher fan. That's kind of my subgenre of choice. And Haunt straight to VOD. I think it was on Amazon Prime for a minute, but then it was on Shudder pretty quick. Which, I mean, basically a straight to Shudder movie become number one for me. That's pretty good.
Either a really good movie or a really slow year.
Or I just have bad taste.
Yeah, that too.
But no, I really like that one. The characters, the like killers, they were awesome. I thought they were super creepy. The masks when they take them off. Woo, man.
Yeah. The movie was pretty cool. I enjoyed it. It's something that I would definitely watch like every year.
I'm watching that
Halloween.
every year for Halloween. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's a Halloween classic.
Yeah,
or will be. It just came out last year, so
yeah,
let's give it some time.
And I feel like if I was back in my early 20s, out on Halloween night drinking, I would have ended up in a place like this. I think
hopefully not as intense.
Yeah, but no, I could have found myself with some friends going into a haunted house on Halloween night. I mean, you don't think that this is gonna happen.
Yeah,
and
and that's the synopsis, the premise of this movie.
Yeah,
it's a pretty basic plot, but it was just executed.
Really effective.
Well done.
And again, I love slashers, and this is definitely a slasher. Okay, so there's our top 5. Do you have anything you want to mention? Some honorable mentions?
I have a couple. I have 3 honorable mentions.
Okay.
That didn't quite make my list.
All right. What do we have there?
My number 3, and this is just because I had such low expectations going into it, was Escape Room.
Oh, okay.
My number 3, honorable mention was Escape Room. I enjoyed it for what it was. I thought it was, if I had any expectations at all going into it, it definitely wouldn't have made any sort of list of mine. But for what it was fun. It was enjoyable. It did what it was supposed to do, entertain. So, yeah. That was my number 3. My number 2 is Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Okay.
I enjoyed that one as well. Again, a theme, fun. Theme going through.
Yeah.
This one didn't really I don't think it really knew exactly the audience that it was going towards, because it was a PG-13 horror movie.
Yeah.
So right there it's targeted towards like teenagers.
Sure.
But some of the horror, some of like the scares in that were a little intense for kids. So
right. I took my kids. They had seen it prior to us taking them, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, this is the scariest movie ever!" But it was good. It was an enjoyable family film.
Family film. And my number 1 is Haunt.
Oh, okay.
So if I hadn't seen Dr. Sleep before, it would have made my top 5.
Okay.
It's just, I enjoyed it. I like I said before, it's a pretty basic plot, but it's It's done very well. Some of the kills were really good.
I want to watch it right now.
But yeah, so
I gotta buy that one.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
I probably need to get that one too.
Need to get that Blu-ray. Okay, so I have one. Well, I have one honorable mention and then one other one that I just want to talk about.
Okay. Honorable mention.
It's just it needs to be referenced.
Okay.
All right. So my honorable mention is They Come Knocking. Did you watch that?
I think I did watch that one. It's on Hulu.
Yeah,
one of those Hulu
Into the Dark.
Yeah, like movies, but yeah.
I like that one. I thought it had heart to it.
Yeah.
I thought it had good like metaphors for dealing with grief. Mm-hmm. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
And that was basically why I liked it. The scares were okay, but the whole story with the family I thought was done well. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that's why I wanna talk about, or at least put that somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a pretty good movie.
So the one I do want to talk about, and this is my least favorite horror movie of 2019. Probably my life.
Oh wow! And this came out last year.
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe I'm exaggerating, but Midsommar.
I still haven't seen it. I can't respond to that. I've heard mixed things about it.
Yeah, people are just talking that movie up like it's some grand symphony masterpiece. Or I'm like, what are you watching? It was so boring.
We need to do a podcast on that one.
So boring, so predictable, and just so weird. Mm-hmm. Like, just why? I don't get it. I really don't get it. And I know a lot of people talk about, oh, it's just so beautifully shot. Mm-hmm. And, you know, it's just beautiful to look at. I'm like, dude, I could look at a painting. That's not everything I'm going for when I watch a movie. I mean, that's nice, but give me something else. Especially a horror movie. I don't want it to really be beautiful. That doesn't even make sense. So, yeah, that one I went into and watched. I wouldn't have seen it based off the trailer because it's not my kind of movie in the first place. I'm not a big like cult movie person, but I kept hearing so many good things about it, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go watch it.
Got your hopes up.
I kind of did.
So lesson one,
Ari Aster, who did Hereditary,
yeah,
he did this one. So I was like, okay, this guy's kind of making a name for himself. So big disappointment though. So that one sucked.
Yeah, I can't really comment on it yet. I want to see it. I want to see where I lie on it because it is a divisive movie. Yeah. I've heard both sides of it.
Yeah,
that it's really good and that it's really bad. So,
and I've heard the same thing with The Lighthouse.
Yeah, I have too. So yeah, got some divisive movies.
Yeah, I do want to see it. Mm-hmm. But I think it's gonna fall into that Midsommar category for me.
I think that one's more of like a drama than an actual full-on horror.
Yeah,
but yeah,
these like artsy horror movies, I feel like are kind of coming out. And
he did The Witch, which was artsy, but also really good. So
right, yeah. So we'll see. Okay, so that was our top 5. Anything you want to add to this?
Honorable mentions.
Yeah.
There was one that didn't quite make my list that came out last year that we are planning on doing a podcast for, and that was It Chapter 2.
Oh, yeah. That would probably be my least favorite.
Of the year? Yeah.
Again, because of the expectations.
Yeah, expectations is a killer, man.
Yeah.
You shouldn't go into a movie with high expectations, but yeah, that one in particular, like I had to bring that one up just because it's the only one that hasn't been mentioned.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's like, we didn't forget about it.
It wouldn't be in my worst. It's like middle of the road.
Yeah.
You know. Okay, so yeah, we'll be talking about that one at another time.
Yeah. So our friend Eric Wells, he did the logo for us, and so we just want to shout him out. He did a really good job with the logo. He is a graphic designer. Went to school for that. So, hit him up sometime if you need, some work, some graphic design work done or anything. So, just want to shout out Eric Wells.
Yeah. You can message us on Facebook at Scare Talk Podcast, and we'll get you in touch with him.
Yeah.
So, speaking of, that's where you can find us.
Yeah.
On Facebook. And you can also find us on Apple Podcasts, Anchor, Spotify.
And if you have
like 3 or 4 other ones, I don't even remember their names, but
if you have any suggestions for movies that we should review, let us know.
Yeah.
And we'll definitely do them.
Yeah, and give us a review on Apple Podcasts. If you could, this helps us get our name out there for other people to see that we're doing this.
Yes.
Okay, so this has been Scare Talk.
Sleep tight.
Don't let the bed bugs bite.